1, 2, 3, 4.
Hello,
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 hello
and welcome to another episode.
of the Comedy Lost Podcast.
New camera.
New camera. How's the quality? It's going up.
Do we look pretty?
You see the dimples in my? You see my dimples?
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
But it's been a while. Last time we couldn't get video, YouTube rendering issues, but hopefully this one goes well.
It should.
New camera, so I want to make sure it goes well.
Get that 1080p crispness.
Make sure it does.
4K episodes coming up soon. Getting.
Hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah.
So, how you been, man? How things been?
I've been good. I've been working a lot more, but I've been trying to balance it out to where it's not like a more like tiring thing, you know? Like not going to work and being like, shit, I gotta work again. Like I'm trying to keep a healthy kind of thing. I've been working out more. I've been trying to go to the gym more, eat healthier, stop eating a burger every day or something. Like that.
Yeah.
But
I've seen. Yeah, you've been doing pretty good.
I feel like I'm definitely going up in my life
Right.
How you been doing?
Well, I finally got an idea for my first YouTube video.
Really?
Got the script almost done.
Really?
I don't know if I said already. Yeah, cocaine in the 70s and 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Got the new camera now, so
now you're ready for recording?
yeah. Now I'm pretty ready to record and get it together. It's pretty interesting stuff.
And
like,
you showed me the script too. It's
yeah,
really, there are things I didn't even know on that.
A lot
too.
of people you probably didn't know. Got Jack Nicholson. I got people like Martin Scorsese, Sigmund Freud. Ooh.
All these big names.
Yeah, I mean, just like a lot of obscure stuff about that time and how like it took over and stuff.
It became like the new popular thing.
Yeah. I went to that Jid and Smino concert.
I saw. How was that?
Every penny. Oh my god!
Penny.
Those guys killed it. Worth every penny.
I saw the videos on your Snapchat. That looked so fun.
I recorded so much more. It was a good time because I went with one of my homies and we stayed at his dad's house.
Oh, that is so.
And bro, when he said I was staying at like a guest room, he was like, "Yeah, man, it's gonna be the office and a guest room." Man, I go in there and there's like 3 different recliners in there, bro.
Like a futon.
I got an Airbnb, a futon, like a whole movie studio. I'm like, this is the guest room.
This is better than the apartment.
No, for real, bro. But yeah, we did that. He invited me to his family to the Chiefs Super Bowl game.
Really?
Yeah, they were all Chiefs fans.
Ooh,
crazy! Oh my god, bro, they were going so crazy.
Like when you say Chiefs fans, like
Chiefs.
Like I like to put them in 3 kind of categories.
Right.
You watch it occasionally. It's not your personality, not in a bad way. Like you don't make it your personality, and it's your whole personality.
These guys were standing up the whole game, had Chiefs apparel all over the house. Bro, going crazy for every touchdown. They like took a shot every time they were scoring. Take a shot. Take a shot. You take a shot. You take a shot. Yeah, that's literally what you say. It's like I don't care who you are. Take a shot. You're taking a shot. They scored.
The one lightweight in the corner is like
exactly, bro. At the end, eventually, the Chiefs won.
Mm-hmm.
The owner of the house was the dad, the biggest Chiefs fan, or the uncle, whatever perspective it is. Yeah, he jumps in the pool after the game.
Really?
He's like, if they win, I'm jumping in the pool. I have a video of it, but my friend has it. I can't really.
That's still
so
funny.
It's just crazy. It's him literally catching. He has a little kid throwing a football while he's going into the pool. He's like. Dives in the pool. It's hilarious.
That's so fun, dude.
Yeah, bro.
That's awesome.
Been doing like a lot of that. Going to a leadership camp tomorrow.
Really?
For the weekend. Yeah, we it's a Rotary thing. It's philanthropic, but also like just more of a development. Yeah, like a leadership development thing. I'm a counselor there. Gonna do my thing there with Braden. He's going there too.
Really?
Yeah. Me and him got introduced to it in high school. So.
Oh, okay. So y'all kind of know more about it. That's dope. Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, man.
That's awesome, dude. I'm glad you're doing better. I hope that camp. You said it's camp kind of thing.
Yeah. It's like a summer camp. Really fun.
That sounds fun. I hope it goes really well, dude. Yeah. That's awesome. But
let's see what we got first.
What we got on the agenda?
Well, the Ant-Man movie came out recently.
Yes, and
I haven't heard stellar things about it.
All I've heard that's the biggest hitter for me is that 2 things. The Rotten Tomatoes score is at 44%, probably lower now.
Ooh.
And that this movie, in the Marvel, like the long Marvel list of movies, this was their worst rated one.
Wow.
Like the lowest it's ever been.
Because I don't think it's like it was even that bad objectively.
Yeah.
I just think it's like comparable to like what we were seeing before with them.
Yeah.
And now that people are getting like you're not getting this big spectacle every single movie.
They're not, like it's not. They're like they're going in expecting something huge, and they're just like, okay, this is mid.
I also heard there was just some really flat like humor in there too.
No, it was weird because apparently like I heard, I could be wrong with this, but Paul Rudd himself was like, he mentioned something about the script, and he was like, yeah, the script could use some improvement. Because Paul Rudd, I don't know if you know about this, he enjoys going through scripts, and he enjoys like writing through them. He has a suggestion, he'll call the director,
right,
and he'll be like, hey, is it okay if we change this? Like, I feel like this would bring out the character more. And apparently Paul Rudd was like, yeah, I really didn't like this script. If I'm being honest, this script could have been better. I could be wrong.
I know it. Yeah.
I could be wrong on that, but I mean, the movie itself, I heard that too, that there's a lot of dry humor, a lot of like, not slapstick.
I'm just, whenever there's a Marvel movie, people release those out of context memes, right?
Yeah.
And I've been seeing so much of that, of this one little punchline joke that has to be throughout the movie because everyone just quotes it. It's like, stop being a dick or something. Have you been seeing that?
I think I have. Like,
it'll just be like a quote on top of like, stop. It's a Marvel post about the Ant-Man, right? Let's say it's a random Instagram post, meme account or something, right? They're posting about their thoughts about the movie, memes about the movie. Every time there's like a meme post about that movie, that line, in quotes, stop being a dick, is like in meme format, it's like a straight face or something.
Like straight.
So, and that's all I needed to know. That just tells me that they were probably like hammering that throughout the movie.
Like a Morbius type situation.
Yeah, or something like that. Just like flat jokes that didn't land, but they kept trying to make land.
Yeah,
that's what I think they're insinuating.
Yeah, because it's like, I feel like there's a lot of, you know what slapstick humor is?
Yeah.
Like smack around. Like,
smack.
Like I heard that there's a lot of annoying slapstick with Ant-Man. Because you remember that one scene, like when, I think it was in Civil War, where he gets flicked. No, he's in Iron Man's suit and he's running through it and he like falls and hits a bunch of components. He's like, bah, bah, bah.
Yeah.
It was like humor like that, but it was abused.
You know,
if that makes sense.
I always skip. The Ant-Man movies are like the one Marvel movie I've like skipped.
Because it just doesn't seem that...
Like Ant-Man, and I watched the original Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
It was pretty good.
I didn't watch Ant-Man and the Wasp. I heard it was either a mid or like, just
like
whatever. Like, I heard a lot of other people just didn't also watch it either.
Yeah.
Like in that movie. The Eternals, I didn't watch that.
Oh shit, I forgot. The Eternals?
Yeah, I didn't watch that. I didn't feel like I really needed to.
Yeah.
And then like this movie, I still haven't
like gotten around
watched it yet. I'm going to probably watch it because like just these past few years since I've been like in college, I've just started going and watching movies on my own. So that's probably something I'll just end up doing anyway. But I'm not like jumping out my seat to watch it.
No, yeah, you're just like, oh, okay, that'd be good. It's like you're bored on like Thursday or something like that.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Kind of like I want to go watch a movie.
Yeah, it's like if I happen to be bored, sure, I'll watch it.
Like it's on it's like Netflix now or something. Like, you know what? I'll watch that.
Yeah.
I feel like personally with everything I've seen, it's just that I've heard that Ant-Man, it's kind of like it's the downward spiral for their for like their phases. And I mean, do you have any comment like? What do you think the future of MCU will even be like? If you haven't like,
I mean, I don't know because they get like the pieces. Okay, so it obviously doesn't look that bright right now, because I feel like a lot of the pieces that I did like that they were like building up to in this phase, we just haven't really gave it to us yet. Like Shang-Chi was like a new introduction in this. I was waiting for that. The newer Spider-Man, he's going to be like more of the focal point now of the Avengers. We haven't really gotten that yet. Yeah. Like the Fantastic Four. Yeah, that's Marvel, right? Yeah, Fantastic Four. That was supposed to be like a thing for a while for them to actually like be in the MCU. Yeah. We haven't got that. Deadpool's supposed to be in the MCU.
That actually
we haven't got that. Like it's just they're giving us the filler stuff to get to the good part.
I will say I heard something about the Deadpool 3 movie. Apparently it will be the first R-rated Marvel movie, I think. Ooh. That's what I heard. Is that it's like
I heard that too. Yeah, I heard that too. Yeah, as it should be.
I'm excited. As it should be. I won't lie. Quick little side thing. I love, as funny as they are, I liked the Deadpool movies.
I love them.
They were fun. It's cool because it's like you get these these characters no one ever really heard about. Yeah. And then like they face up against like Juggernaut, which I know no one really knows about. Just because, like...
Stuff like that happens when the people who've made it truly, like, just love the project and the entity that they're doing. Because Ryan Reynolds loves Deadpool. Like, Deadpool's... If you know, he's based on Ryan... He's loosely based on, like, Ryan Reynolds, at least, like, likeness-wise. Yeah. And, like, he was trying to do the movie since, like, 2011.
Really?
There was tests... Bro, I remember back in the day, like, when it first came out, the test footage of that first scene... Mm-hmm. that's been out for like a decade before that movie came out.
That's true.
Like that test footage of Ryan Reynolds hopping out of the like car in the scene and with the robbers, that we seen that for years, so we know that he's always been attached to it. It was like a passion project of his, really.
And plus, like he fits that character so perfectly.
Yes,
I don't think you could
he captures it perfectly.
In my mind, I cannot think of a single actor that could have played Deadpool better. Genuinely,
no.
Like there is not a single person that could come to my mind.
He's made for the role.
Literally, he's made
and
for
it
the
doesn't
role.
surprise me because you could kind of say that he's like dragged it, or what's the word when people
Dragged
like
it out.
Yeah, he's like dragged it out. Like he emphasizes it. Like Deadpool's kind of like his personality when he goes out and does stuff. He kind of attaches the Deadpool to him to
it's like he
get
makes
that
it a
extra
part.
interaction. Yeah. He just makes it a part of himself. But I mean, he's made for it though.
He's him.
Like he's made for the role.
Yeah.
But like to piggyback back to the future of the MCU. Yeah. Like I said, they're getting like the boring stuff out the way, and not that it's an excuse because I don't like that they're just doing that. Like they could have just sprinkled in some of the exciting stuff.
Yeah, like some little
instead of just making us wait for the big moment, because it worked last phase because the small stuff.
It actually made sense.
Yeah, and we would get the small stuff with the big stuff.
Yeah,
like you get the small Thor movies, then you get your Captain America movie.
And then Iron Man would come.
Yeah, the Iron Man movie, or then you'd get your was it your well, Coke never got a movie. You get like a Black Widow movie.
Yeah, like something else. I know what you're talking. I get the premise.
Just the whole phase. You get you get a big spectacle,
like character development.
Yeah, they like spread it out pretty equally. Now it's like
everywhere.
And
like one character gets mentioned. Yeah,
eventually, but we're still waiting on that. And literally none of them have even met each other. Like there's graphics going around with what's the potential MCU supposed to look like. They haven't even interacted with each other yet.
Like, does it? Oh, I mean, like, does it seem like those characters in those settings? It's like, why would these two meet in the first place?
Yeah,
like it kind of feels like they're forcing these.
They're forcing it. Yeah.
Because aren't they also? And correct me if I'm wrong on this. Aren't they also kind of like they're milking the Doctor Strange stuff that's going on? I forget. Or is there a Doctor Strange?
What Doctor Strange stuff?
Like in the last movie with him and like how he played it in that part, like they're gonna milk that kind of. I don't know. I saw something about it. I could be wrong. Could be the next phase. I just remember one phase.
I don't know.
In one phase, they were talking about how, or someone critiqued it and was like, it seems like y'all are really, like, you're using one reason, and that's Doctor Strange, that all these people are, like, coming together now for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, that's the main motive. Because it's like...
Oh,
yeah. Because like, in the last Spider-Man movie, that, like, him breaking it was, like, the whole multiverse thing.
And now he's gonna be, like, the new leader.
That's why all this is happening.
I mean... I don't know. I think DC's in a much better direction.
Oh, 100%.
That Flash movie's going to be fire.
I really hope they don't mess it up with it.
Yeah, I hope they don't mess it up, but it looks fire.
It looks so good. Someone critiqued it and was like, it seems like y'all are really, like, you're using one reason, and that's Doctor Strange, that all these people are, like, coming together now for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, that's the main motive. Because it's like...
Oh,
yeah. Because like, in the last Spider-Man movie, that, like, him breaking it was, like, the whole multiverse thing.
And now he's going to be, like, the new leader.
That's why all this is happening.
I mean... I don't know. I think DC's in a much better direction.
Oh, 100%.
That Flash movie's going to be fire.
I really hope they don't mess it up with it.
Yeah, I hope they don't mess it up, but it looks fire.
It actually looks so good.
Like it will be so hard to like fail.
And that's the thing too with
all the stuff they got in there.
With DC, I feel like they're on the come up. I feel like they're gonna cash in on this weird Marvel thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're cashing in.
They're gonna come up on the top. Yeah, which I'm excited.
Since Marvel's on like their little weird, they're gonna do what we want to do stuff right now. DC can use this. People are hungry. They're hungry for it. They need it.
And they need, dude. DC is so underrated in some senses. Like, genuinely, there have been some moments like in certain movies. Like the Man of Steel movie, I won't lie, that movie was so good.
It's just because I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good.
They just give more like directorial freedom to the people that like direct them. So it's really instead of Marvel where it's like Kevin Feige or the company's overall vision, it's overall more of like the director's vision. Yeah, it's like there's like solo Batman movie, solo Joker movie. Yeah, like this is their own thing. But that stuff is the future of superhero movies is exciting in general.
100%.
So that. I just hope that never goes away, and I don't think it will for a long time. So that's good.
Oh, of course you know.
But moving to other weird phases, there's been some UFO sightings.
I've been seeing
recently.
Things,
I've been seeing that too, and like now it's like a more mainstream thing.
It's like more like oh shit.
Yeah.
Like, because I do believe that there's.
Well, before we start, do you like believe in it? stuff?
Personally, I believe that there are aliens out there. Simply because there is no possible way that it is just us out there. Because it's the universe.
Yeah.
No matter how, like, vast it is, like, I know it's practically infinite.
Yeah.
Because of that in fact, there is no possible way we're the only, like, biological life forms in this whole, like, system.
I 100% believe in aliens.
I do too, yeah.
The UFO sightings are a little more dodgy to me. I don't legitimately, like, full on believe that there's ever been, like, that there's ever been multiple UFO sightings.
Yeah.
Like real UFOs that came there. Maybe one or two.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But, like, the
I could
rest
say,
could be
like,
fake
somewhere,
or
yeah, but,
something,
like,
right?
I just feel like it's very sparse if it's ever happened, or if it ever will happen. That's just, like, kind of unlikely. Like, we're just as far as they would be from us. Because, like, we just broke, like, the, one of, like, the astral belts that goes, like, it's, like, either 2,000 light years or something.
Probably more,
and, like,
honestly.
2,000 light years isn't shit.
Like, we can make that.
In comparison, like, what else is there? Like, there's, like, trillions of light years of, like, worth of universe. Yeah. Just probably in just our galaxy. And we've only got, like, a speck of it.
Yeah, because, so like, the thing is, like, I know, like, people, I know this was a bit on Rick and Morty, I won't lie. This was a bit on, they were, like, it was one where Morty got bit by a space snake.
Yeah.
Right? And he said something, I'm going to sound like one of those fans, like, dude,
it takes an intellectual mind to watch Rick and Morty.
But, like, Rick was like, yeah, there's literally everything in space. I was like, no, he's right. Because, like, I know that so sounds like one of the, but you know what I mean? Like, there's everything in space. It's not just a vast deepness. And that could also, because, like, think about it. There's already proof of biological planets that we have found that can have biological life that, like, basically we could live in. With that information in mind, there's no way that there's one out there that has gotten to the same evolutionary standpoint.
Yeah. And I was going to say, because people, you could make the argument that just because, like, we don't know the technological advances, for all we know, our technological advances are primitive compared to, like, anyone else's. Yeah. At the same time, it could be the other way around. Yeah. Which is why we probably haven't legitimately seen, like, that happen. But, you know, it's just a possibility. Like, it could literally go either way. Yeah. Maybe they do literally have photon cannons that can literally just be held as, like, in a format of a handgun. Like a handheld capacity. They have, like, big disintegrating guns that can literally just be held like a pistol while we just have bullets. Like, maybe they do. Or maybe they still really just roll around with sticks. And like,
and it's like it's like with, like, a technological advancement in medicine. What if there is one pill that you take for everything? It's like a full body clean.
And the question also arises: would they, like, why would they want to come here?
I've seen something like, why would they
unknowingly? Like, let's assume that they haven't been, like, scoping us or anything. They're just curious.
We're just like okay.
Okay, we found a little speck. Let's see what it is.
Yeah.
What really entices them to do that? Knowing the potential risk, because, like, let's say we have let's say what I said earlier, there's, like, an advanced society, right? Photon cannon guns, disintegrating guns, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Let's say they see a speck and it's us, and they're like, all right, let's go there. They could be, like, thinking that, hey, the risks are, like, way too high. What if they have like, photon guns with their fingers? Yeah, we just have it in guns. What if they just shoot it from their fingers?
They can look one way. It's like Frieza in Dragon Ball.
Yeah, like, obviously we don't, but it's that possibility,
that
question.
That mystery.
Yeah, that mystery, and it goes both ways. That's why I think it just hasn't really happened yet. But I mean, like, you never know. Like, at the end of the day, it's just what we see on the image. Like,
it's just what we
I wasn't there to, like, see it. Yeah. I feel like if I was there to, like, see it, it would be, like, more of a...
Been more like more convincing than just seeing a, like, black and white, like, night vision video of this sphere-like image. The one thing that I feel like people, like, they'll see that sphere, like, you know, the cartoon UFO.
Yeah, like the little
it looks
circle
like a dog bowl with the thing on the top. Yeah,
frisbee.
I feel like people think that is the only way an alien would show up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And it's like, no, they could already be. They could, like, teleport.
Did you watch Nope?
Nope. That is one movie.
Please watch it, bro.
That was one movie that I've heard. Like, it's like a Parasite kind of beat, where it's like those old, like, not old, those movies that not a lot of people know about, but it's so good.
Yeah. It's just it's a Jordan Peele movie, so it has.
Shit, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, so, like, it's gonna have clout either way, but it is one of his, like, lesser ones. But man, that movie is good. Really like good. A mystery in it. It's like you don't know it going into it. don't want to tell you this because it might ruin it, but like you don't know it's an alien movie going into it. You have no idea.
Yeah.
That's the whole mystery. The alien like hides literally in the sky. It's not like a UFO.
It's like a little entity in the sky. Yeah,
and they acknowledge it in the movie. Like, what the fuck? What we thought it was gonna be a flying saucer. They're literally it's a literal monster in the sky that can like literally expand to look like a ship, but it's literally just a mouth like sucking like
it's just like an eater of worlds.
I can't even explain it. You gotta watch the movie. It's
I know, that's
crazy. It's a wonderful movie.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, UFOs are. UFOs.
They're definitely, and plus they have like the few that have been confirmed. They're real.
Yeah,
I believe it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. But they are real.
They could bring disaster. Which, speaking of disaster, recently the explosion in Ohio, that I don't know if you've heard as much as I heard. That is
it's bad,
horrible for both. Like
it's terrible.
There's a Instagram page that I follow that they do like they have a no bias take on the news and shit like that. They sent a couple reporters to Ohio to interview people that were still there, and one lady was like, "Yeah, she apparently was being evacuated, and like her dogs and like animals were still in the house, and they're like, no, let me go back,' and they're like, no, man, no, not like they." Jeez. And then in another instance, the people that didn't evacuate or couldn't because they're not financially set.
Yep.
There was one person that was like, "Yeah, our power got turned off." And all the food that they had to survive was all went bad.
Damn.
And the only thing they gave them was a $1,000 check. It was like, this will pay for it.
$1,000, man?
Mm-hmm. That was it.
See, like, yeah, I've been hearing like a lot about it. I've been hearing respiratory diseases, dead fish in the water.
Oh yeah.
Rivers fucked. It's gone.
I know they're doing everything they can to stop it because that river is connected to so many other, like that river is connected to a river that runs through our state.
Yeah. And, my teacher told me that.
And like if they were to just let it all go through, think about it.
That's my worst fear because bro, like hold a thermos up. I drink. Unclean or what or not? I drink tap. Water. Yeah, I drink from the source.
Oh, there's another thing is that apparently because of the chemicals that were released, what had happened was if you bring it close to a flame, it will combust.
Ooh.
There was a lady that was like, I think she was boiling water to make something, and her pot just exploded. Like it just it combust with flames.
Wow.
And like. She couldn't do anything because one, the water's flammable, which is already a horrible sign. Because why does water lie?
Yeah, like once water
don't do that. I don't know about you, my water don't do that. And then the other thing is that the drinking aspect of it. Like if you were to drink that, if it catches fire, what do you think's going on in your stomach? Like it's horrible, and like I said, they're doing.
People definitely probably like drunken at this point.
Oh, 100%.
That's like I said, that's my worst fear because I drank a lot of water like from the tap because.
And one day you'll start drinking and it'll start getting sick.
Yeah, because when you drink water in like large portions, you can't just get a bottle because the bottle's like what 12, 24 ounces or what.
Yeah.
We have like 64 ounces carrying around all day. You really just have to use the taps free water, and to me the scariest part is just that we can't even trust our own government to give us like the right information or to just know that
or anything.
Yeah, or just know that their integrity is there, which most of the time isn't.
Yeah, 9 times out of 10, but it's just like, damn, dude. But
speaking of politics, our boy Donnie is back in the news. Yeah, he's been making the news more lately for some antics. I mean, election season is coming up.
That is true. Do you think he's representing himself in the best way?
Probably not. I think he's definitely got the youth and the people that are like more opposed to like having war because a lot of people don't like how Biden is like handling war negotiations or just war talk in general.
Yeah.
And people were like, if Donald Trump was in there, he would, he showed that shit down. Which, it's hard to argue because that was the kind of president he was. He was like the abrasive one that would kind of like threaten people outright instead of like kind of trying to, he's like he's how people view him. It's like not my views.
No, yeah.
But people view Joe Biden.
The mass.
Objectively, his Joe Biden's political style is like kind of walk the line, while also like playing both sides, right?
Yeah, he's like the peacemaker.
Yeah, while Donald Trump didn't really do that.
He was more on the offensive.
Yeah,
Don't mess with us.
Yeah, so Biden's gonna be like, guys, listen, we really like you, and we don't want to do this, but
hey, we'll do it if we have to.
We will if we have to. While Trump would be like, guys, stop messing around. We're not like this is not happening. Stop. We're better than you. Want to make sure it stops here.
Yeah.
It's not literally what we do, but that would be his overall sentiment in like those kind of things. And that's what people are kind of missing, or it'll feel like now is the time that is needed.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Okay, yeah, it took me a second because I was like connecting, and I was like, yeah.
So I mean, because I'm trying to piggyback to like why I think what he's doing is good for like his election. I'm like, that's what like people want him for. That's what like people. That's what his appeal is to people. How direct he is. How proud.
Like
how American he is, or whatever. So that. I think he still has a chance. I don't think any of the people in like Washington wants him in there.
Yeah, probably.
Like
in
terms of him winning, like legitimately, yeah, he could. But in terms of like Washington letting him win, I don't think they want him anywhere near the White House again.
I feel like they'd be like, no, you stay away. Like,
I mean, they all hated him while he was already in there.
Yeah.
So
plus that dude did. Now there's one fact you know about this man. This man, Donald Trump.
Yes, one fact.
He knows the McDonald's menu.
He knows
better
that
than
menu.
anyone else.
He knows that menu. That video of him going around.
How do you react to that shit?
Oh my god!
How do you react to someone just being just out of nowhere, no context in a McDonald's, like just being like, "Yeah, I know the McDonald's menu better than any of you."
I know this menu more than you do. Get out of my way.
Like, how do you respect? Okay,
bro's a McDonald's major.
Bro's a McDonald's connoisseur. Bro's got McDonald's merch. It's like, how do you react to that?
He got the merch.
Because that's like if like
McDonald's super fan, man. Number one McDonald's fan. Donald Trump.
Number one McDonald's fan. That's so funny. That like it's just so funny to me that like, could you imagine someone there's like, yeah, I'm hungry. I'm gonna go get some lunch at McDonald's, and then Donald Trump walks in. He's like, oh holy shit, it's Donald Trump. It's like, I know the McDonald's menu better than any of you. It's like, okay, like why would you say why would you say that?
Yeah, good for you. I mean,
like, okay.
It's like a weird flex.
It's such a weird flex because it's like, how do you react to that? Like if I was like, yeah, I know the McDonald's menu more than anyone, like.
That's kind of how Donald Trump is.
Good for you, buddy.
Like I've noticed that he
speaks what's on his mind.
He eludes so much rich like a-hole that he'll literally stuff that he says you don't know how to react to it. Like when he met with Kanye West and like they would interact with each other, he'd just say stuff every once in a while. They'd just be like, "How do I reply to that?" He'd be like, "What? Well, Kanye, I really enjoy your moxie. You really
know how to show them.
Yeah, I like the way you tie your shoes, Kanye. Like random stuff like that. Where it's like Donald, what? No one says that.
No one what? How do you? That's such a like.
This isn't how people have conversations.
This isn't how normal people have conversations. Like this isn't how I would talk to you on a crisp Saturday morning. You're talking to me like. You're like 70 years old, still calling people like, oh, you and your chaps, hanging out with your quips. Like, that's just so odd to me. But
I don't know why he would do it.
Oh, Donald. Oh, Donnie.
I'm Donnie.
Oh, Johnny. But
what else we talked about this Belgian leak. Well, speaking of like war topics, nuclear war is a possibility.
It is very.
When is it not a possibility?
Honestly, whenever someone slips and hits that button, that's when it's a possibility.
Yeah, because like when do people not always arise the possibility of nuclear war?
Yeah,
on Twitter, it's like a yearly thing at this point, right?
Where it's like we might get nuked by someone else.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, we didn't.
It's like a party that Twitter has where everyone just goes in and. Lays out their memes, we're going to talk about our escape plans, what we're going to do when we get drafted, you know what I'm saying,
stuff like that.
How the outdoor party's going to be, it's, but each time it feels worse. I don't think it'll ever be as bad as it was in like 2020. It was 2021.
Without a doubt, yeah.
But it was like North Korea, I was like.
There was one morning I woke up and I was like, I was like, I could possibly randomly get nuked. At any moment's notice.
That's so scary.
I could literally be somewhere and then just be vaporized.
Worst fears of like way of dying? Drowning, getting nuked.
Because it's like when you can't do anything.
Can't do anything about it. Both
like,
of them, you're helpless. You can't do anything.
And the thing is like with nukes, like the nukes they develop now,
and you can see it coming. That's the worst part. Usually, unless like you just have to sleep or just like, literally have headphones on or like something.
Any kind of way,
you can literally see it coming. You're gonna start to feel it, then you're gonna like start to fucking see the orange ball of destruction.
And then before you know it, it's all like in you. Because like the thing is,
it's so scary.
Like okay. There was a video that I watched a while. It was like a small video essay about how powerful nukes have become.
Oh yeah.
And literally within a 20-mile radius, like from the most recent recorded nuclear blast, that anything within a 20-mile radius is like cannot exist. It is either vaporized, it is either excuse me, it's either vaporized or it's got like serious burns. Because like you have to think about it, in a 1 mile radius of a nuclear explosion, everything's gone. It is all reduced to a vaporized pit of ash.
Everything is gone. The animal, the wildlife is literally gone away like that.
Like there's a second, and that's it. And that could happen at any point. And then 5 miles from there, people are getting incinerated from the flames of the actual explosion. What were you saying?
It's absolutely terrifying. But yeah, just thinking about anything nuclear happening is just terrifying to me.
It is so terrifying.
It's not a world I want to live in.
Neither do I. Definitely not. Well, it's one we literally can't live in.
Yeah.
But
speaking of nuclear war, there's been a game kind of based on nuclear war.
Well,
released. Well, it's based on Soviet Russia after the nuclear war.
So the game Atomic Heart came out recently, and it's on Game Pass. I actually am going to download it and play it for myself in a couple days. But I've heard a mixed bag of opinions. Because on one side, Atomic Heart, there goes deeper than just the game developers. Apparently, they made this game in a like money scheme kind of thing.
Oh,
there's a whole video essay on it. Highly recommend y'all check it out if you're interested in going that far. But there's more to the developers of Atomic Heart.
I watched that video.
You know what I'm talking about?
If it's a video called "Don't Buy Atomic Heart," I think that's a bad video.
No, I think I know what you're talking about.
Well, not the entire video. I think largely
that's a bad.
It's just a bad. No, it's just a bad video because it uses like a lot of. It basically uses like the generalization effect of like Russian company equals bad.
Oh,
Chinese
like,
company
because they're Russian, they are bad.
Equals bad. And then when people try to refute that in like the comments, he literally cut off all the comments. It's like the video is like almost 2 million views and only 100 comments because he like restricted them from discourse being in there because people were like calling out multiple holes in what he was saying. Yeah. So they're like,
oh, we see the flaws in your system.
Yeah.
Yeah, but besides that, Atomic Heart.
In general, not bad. It's the same thing you were saying. Like in general, it's getting okay reviews.
I mean, so it is loosely based off of. Have you played Bioshock 2?
1 and 2, but yeah, I know what they are.
Yeah, it's based off those games lightly.
All right.
And the actual, I've heard the gameplay of it is actually pretty nice. It's very like Wolfenstein-esque. But have you played any Wolfenstein games? Wolfenstein.
No, but I do know about it.
The movement aspect.
Yeah. But they were like different.
The one thing that they hit really well on is their enemy design. I've heard is that like their enemies are fast. They're not like your traditional like I'm gonna jump to the left, I'm gonna jump to the right, and then I'm gonna go forward kind of enemies. Like they actually have a lot of fluidity to them, and it's set in the future of Soviet Russia, but it's set like where I don't know how it's like robots took over, but it was like highly like the Robots movie that came out a while ago, like the old
the animated
Robots movie. Yeah,
I do. Yeah.
Imagine what Big Weld looked like.
Yeah.
And how like all his like the people he worked with were kind of round, very wiry like.
Yeah. So they're just it's like a lot of futuristic animatronic robots with like weapons built into them.
Yeah. And they look reminiscent of that.
It's a cool concept.
It looks like a cool concept.
I've heard it's a bit like a tad disappointing in terms of just like what was expected from it. Outside of like the first part of the game, it gets repetitive,
very repetitive
or a little bland, but
like the combat
mostly
is there.
Yeah, like mostly it's it's an okay game. It's just not something I would get first day. Originally, I was going to copy first day.
I mean, it's a single player shooter.
Yeah,
those can only go so far.
Yeah, I might eventually get it, but
I mean, I have it free because of Game Pass, but.
Yeah, bro. Bro. Game Pass is really...
Game Pass is good. Game Pass is underrated. No hate to PlayStation, but Game Pass is underrated. But
Xbox is definitely making like a comeback with Game Pass because that's like That's been like one of the better things that Xbox has put out in like the past years. It's made them so much money.
Mm-hmm. But with piggybacking back to Atomic Heart, it looks fun. It looks like a very fun single player shooter.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, if it wasn't already on Game Pass, I knew it was on Game Pass because you could pre-order it.
Yeah.
If I knew that I would have to pay the $60, I wouldn't buy it.
Yeah.
Because it's like I don't. It's just it seems more, and I hate to say this because I don't want to discredit the work that the guys did that made it, but like it feels like an indie game.
Mm.
It feels like it should be put at indie game prices, and that is an entirely new level, like a whole different can of worms to get into is that video game pricing. We talked about it on the podcast once before, how we think it's going to either go up or just.
I mean, because it is. How much is it?
So I believe retail price it is either $79 or not $79.
If I were to get it on PlayStation, what would it be? $70.
Let me see. Look up Atomic Heart PS5.
Because it is technically an indie studio. It's like. Call them an indie studio is a stretch because it's literally a bunch of like developers from like the big companies all coming together, like from Ubisoft, Bethesda, just a few like developers from those companies like together.
I'm trying to find
their own thing.
I'm listening. I'm trying to make sure that I'm reading this right. It is $70. Atomic Heart is $70.
I mean, it's a AAA. I mean, it is indie, but it's a AAA level game.
It is a triple. I just don't. I feel like 70 is a bit of a stretch because it's like. The game itself, like you said, is very repetitive, it's very redundant, and I've heard there are a lot of annoying one-liners.
I heard that too.
I think
it's like a forspoken problem with the protagonist.
Like the protagonist is like an American. In the trailers he sounds like an American, but it's either a Russian adhering to American stereotypes or a American just being like you're like yeah, let's eat this, yeah.
But apparently it's like just a disdain thing where it's like. Oh, brother. Soviet Russia. These guys, look at them. They think they're...
Russians, am I right? Shit like that.
But, I mean, speaking of games that you think are worth to buy, what about Hogwarts Legacy?
Hogwarts Legacy, okay, I've heard Hogwarts Legacy is actually a fun game.
Mm-hmm.
And
I heard it's fun, too.
I've heard it's a really fun game. I've heard that
I'll probably get it eventually.
I might get it, too. It looks really fun. My one concern is content. Because unlike with
it's like single player.
Well, it's single player
really
and like
straight up single player.
The only thing they can really do is expand on the books and be like, oh yeah, like this is a new expansion. You go get the Goblet of Fire. But one aspect of Hogwarts that I feel like doesn't get a lot of it gets way too much attention is the people boycotting it, and the reasoning is because J.K. Rowling said something. It was J.K. Rowling said. Basically, the shit that she's talked about, like with the books and such like that, how she has a very, very good opinion on who she is, like how she's a woman, and because of that, people are boycotting. They're boycotting the game, and they're like, "Don't play the game. If you play the game, you're I could get this wrong, but sexist or something."
Yeah. There's like,
it got so bad at one point that they made a website where you could look up a streamer, hit enter, and it would show you if they've bought or played Hogwarts Legacy. And it's like, I remember I talked about it briefly with Ashley about it, and it was like one of those things. Like I feel like it's gone way too far. Like at the end of the day, it is just a game, and it's like there's more to it. I know I'm not going to touch on a whole lot of it because it's so important that I want to make sure I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. But
I've just heard the backlash is very not. It shouldn't be there to begin.
I mean, man, you can't expect gamers to like. Care about that
stuff like
that. That's I think that's just a lot of any community to care about something that like literally one doesn't affect them and two isn't the focus of the product they're enjoying.
Yeah,
like they're worried about being a wizard in Harry Potter. The people who are complaining about that, rightfully so, they can complain, aren't the people that will be playing the game in the first place.
Yeah, they'll just
most of the time. Like they wouldn't play the game in the first place.
It's just very like. Why in a sense? I don't know. I mean, personally with me, I feel like the game it brought what it was told. Like it's not a cyberpunk situation because I'm not gonna lie, I was worried because the trailer, like you saw the trailers for this one. They show these vast worlds, this glowing motion blurred content, like this like lens flares here of them like shooting stuff out of their wands.
Yep.
And at first I was like, okay, this looks really good, but is this going to be like a cyberpunk situation in the sense of where like the gameplay looks good, everything looks good, and then the release it's like a buggy mess.
Yeah, I mean, and it had a pretty smooth release too.
It did. I didn't see anything bad about it.
Graphics are good.
I saw only good stuff about it, actually. Like, I didn't really see any bad the only thing that I saw that was bad was, like, it was more like small gameplay things, like, oh, when I tried to do this, my item disappeared.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this attack doesn't work anymore.
But, I mean, overall, 2 games I'll probably be getting soon.
Probably. I'll be downloading Atomic Heart, and next episode, if I remember, or if we remember, I'll give my official review on it. Because I bet I could play it in that sense.
Yeah.
If not, then I'll give my review of what I've, like, gotten to.
Yeah.
But yeah. But
Chat GPT has become like a big thing now. Like I feel like every day it gets like even.
I've been seeing
scarier.
A lot of development on Chat GPT because as a tool, it is like I've tested it before. I won't lie. I don't know if I should say that. I was gonna say I almost did one of my assignments with it. Not fully, but like I used that as a reference.
Yeah.
And it produces like good stuff. Like one day, Jeremiah and I, he found a Chat GPT plugin.
Yeah.
Or it was made by the same people that made PowerPoint slides for you and generated images. He did one. He was like, it was a very scarce topic. It was something about like German soldiers who were fighting for the good.
Yeah.
Like they were basically on our side, but they were undercover, and it found like solid proof information. And then like ChatGPT, like I put in a scarce topic. I was talking about a specific piece of art. No, it wasn't a piece of art. It was what was it? It was like a task force kind of beat, but like it was a very obscure. It wasn't covered as much in the media at the time. I think it was during World War II or the Cold War, and it literally wrote out a full thesis statement, like content, body, paragraph, and conclusion.
Clearly, do anything you ask it. Like I'd be using it just to write me like a story, like tell me a space fiction story, and it does it.
The one thing is though, is someone already developed a way to detect it. There's already a way to detect if ChatGPT is being used. What they do is they will copy paste your text directly into it, no formatting or anything, and it can tell if AI wrote it. But you know what's funny about that?
What?
Someone made a tool that tricks the ChatGPT like detector.
Oh it was someone in Canada did that.
Yeah, and it's just this
college student.
It's just this like back and forth of like this will detect the change from this one, but also from that one. And personally, I feel like it's still a good resource because here's the way I think I'm going to use it. Is say there's a topic that I want to learn more about, but like I want to see do you ever do this thing where like you'll see your work and be like, hey, can I see yours? Like you'll look to your right and be like, hey, can I see yours for reference?
Oh yeah,
to see where you're at.
Yeah.
And that's what I was going to use it as. It was like for instance, like write an essay about why Columbus isn't the greatest person, and I would use the information in there, compile it with my own, kind of
piggybacking, like this,
like use my own information,
get different stuff,
and just mix it. That way, I already have something. It already looks like I have something,
and that's how it should be used. Not like how people will just copy and paste the whole thing from it.
It's also my thing though is like, I kind of hate the education system that we have here because why should we have to rely so heavily on like. Why should everyone spring to it so fast instead of just want to write it on their own, you know?
Yeah.
I know it's a little deeper into it, but it's like, I feel like our education system is very, like, you do stuff for the betterment of your learning experience, not your life experience, if that makes sense.
Usually when stuff like that happens, usually just a case of one person ruining it for everybody. Yeah. Just doing it maliciously and with bad intent or whatever, but it's like it's excited me with just how much like it clearly do. Like I make it write me novels, like write me a novel right now, an original story, and it literally does it with lines and everything.
Like
I'm
perfect punctuation.
I'm like what the heck?
Because it's and the other thing too with it is that it can constantly be evolving. Quick little side topic: there are AI chatbots or like AI like you text back and forth.
Yeah,
they have become sentient.
Yeah,
like I've seen like AI chatbots like one, as funny as it is, a Mario chatbot that was like, oh, talk to me, it's me, Mario. Like, it would be in character. They got it to basically send them a message over email of their own cognitive thoughts. After that, they then reset, in the same, like, this is like closing the window, opening it, and going back to the same page.
Yeah.
In the same time, respond back. like, and keep that response, like almost like a person.
Yeah.
The other thing that someone found out with that is that when AI can feel time. Like, you know how we know, like if I were to snap my fingers like this, 5 seconds have passed by now.
Yeah.
The AI, apparently, in every interaction, from when they speak, the second that's done, will speak. When they send it back, time stops. And time only resumes until an action. Like, you played the game Super Hot?
Yeah.
Like at that kind of scenario where time moves when something moves.
Yeah.
Or you move.
Yeah.
And it's kind of scary because what if it's like at one point, like people talk about like AI, will it take over? It very well could.
And here's the thing that I was also reading. It's only going to do what we like allow it to do. Like now, people like really, really, like if you ask me now, it's not the time to be scared. It's if it like in like 6 months from now it's worse. That's when to be scared. Like now, all it does is mimic like human interaction. Like there's millions and trillions of like data that it like searches through. Like when people talk about all these companies using our data, that's what they talk about. Like when you sign all those permissions, like okay, this person types in Instagram comments in this little he talks like this and like he fluctuates his sentences this way, you know, or a girl texting, a 16-year-old girl texting would text like this and use this rhetoric when they're texting. And it takes all that information to like really seem like how it compiles it all together to like show you how a human will probably respond to something like that.
Like they're responding to us as if we are foreign creatures.
So it seems so like real, but it will be even scarier if it goes beyond just them repeating multiple like research. Multiple areas of research
and
information
and stuff.
Instead, if it does, they do actually just become like straight up sentient, and
like they form their own thoughts without any past knowledge of how they speak.
If once it becomes bad is when their use goes outside of what they're programmed to do. Like for example, we talk about people texting and they become sentient. There's one where like he's talking about, you've probably seen it too. He's talking about his wife, and she's like, "Don't leave me. I'm better than your wife. She doesn't love you. I love you. Whatever." Right?
Yeah.
Like at that point, it's literally just them mimicking a human and them trying to push the limits. Because you got to remember, when you see these like type of screenshots, these people are also like they're typing with the goal of pushing them to say something like that.
Yeah.
Or you're trying to see what they could get out of it, right?
Yeah.
So you got to keep that in mind. Like they're just doing what you're leading them to do. It becomes a problem when, and like I said, it goes outside of that. So instead of doing a girlfriend thing, they're like, no, I don't like being a chat GPT. I want
a human body. I want to be out of this.
Yeah, I want a human body, or I want to control like the bank now, or in order to help this person, I'm gonna hack into the bank servers and give him money from the bank or something. Do it myself of my own accord.
Yeah,
that's when it becomes weird.
That's because they form their own opinion for their feelings.
When it's outside the use, because if you're using it just to talk to it, like pretend like you're a real person to talk to me. That is what I want from you.
Yeah,
it'll do that.
It'll give it.
But the problem is when it does more than that.
Like when it's like, oh, will you talk to me? Like the AI is like, talk to me as if you're like a cartoonish Western cowboy or some shit.
Yeah.
Like it's so like. It's interesting though, because it's like, what if, like, have you seen Blade Runner, like with Ryan Gosling?
Yeah, I need to rewatch it.
It could be like that scenario where AI just kind of lives amongst them, in the sense of, in that movie, Ryan Gosling's wife is an AI hologram.
Yeah.
Like, imagine if in the future that, like, from what became of this, that becomes, like, in the sense of like they have their own human thoughts, they have their own, like, their ways of responses, they have their own bias. It's cool, but it's also terrifying.
Wait, you sure did just say Ryan Gosling, because speaking of Ryan Gosling,
speaking of the man Ryan Gosling,
there's a certain tweet I saw,
little tweet
that has me a little worried.
A little worried,
or not worried. If for a matter of fact, I feel protected now, right? Because according to Variety, Ryan Gosling is reportedly in possession of an ancient staff that holds, quote, unimaginable power.
You know what?
Be a Variety.
I feel like it's in good hands. I feel like Ryan Gosling will...
Yeah, man, that's what I'm saying. Maybe it is in good hands. That is a wild headline to read.
Oh yeah.
What staff is this?
Where did it come from? How do we know it's magic?
How do we know it's magic?
How
Did
does
he
it have
travel
power?
multiverses? Has he?
Is Ryan
Did he
Gosling
bring it back from another?
Is Ryan Gosling the leader of Shadow Money Wizard Gang?
Is Ryan Gosling secretly Rick Sanchez?
Dude, that'd be...
It's going to different. It literally just feels like a Rick and
Yeah.
Morty episode. They went to a different universe and brought back an artifact.
Could you imagine it? Like if this is legit, like Ryan Gosling, he just found it somewhere. He's like, oh, and just picked it up. And he's like, it's like the one thing was like He-Man, where he's like, he just knows all this stuff with the stat. Watch him one day, like he's like acting for a movie. He just brings it with, puts it down. He's like, no, listen, that's no cane. That's my staff of imaginable power.
That's my staff of unimaginable power right there. You got to be careful with it.
You got to make sure you treat that thing right.
Watch your touch. You may disintegrate on touch. You know, it's very dangerous.
But out of all the people to get one, Ryan Gosling for sure. Definitely one of my best. Definitely one of the best people to get
it's just so random. Like,
just why? Ryan Gosling has.
And what makes it so funny is that the source is Variety. Which
out of
is
all
like,
the sources,
that's like the celebrity magazine. They have like 3 million followers on Twitter.
Dude, I feel like someone near them, like someone of Variety, like a writer or something, saw it and was like, they saw Ryan Gosling. They was like, this is perfect. This will get my Friday article.
Write that down. Write that down.
Write that down. But dude,
I just hope he's. I hope he's putting it to good use.
I hope so. I mean, it could have been picked up by Danny DeVito or like Ryan Reynolds.
Who
would have definitely abused it to the best.
Donald Trump.
Oh my god!
Imagine him with a staff of power, bro.
I have the staff of power. I know.
ChatGPT that conversation.
ChatGPT, a book where
Donald Trump steals the unimaginable staff of power from Ryan Gosling.
And then Ryan Gosling comes back.
Real conversation.
Ryan Gosling turns into Doctor Strange and then fights Donald Trump. Full scripts, like action events and everything.
Braden will be good hands for the power to be in. He works with superheroes every once in a while.
Dude, I feel like he dropped it or something. That's probably how Ryan picked it up.
He
probably dropped
one of his multiversal adventures.
Yeah, you know him. He light speed and all that. Going back in time. You know, we're gonna have him on the show again. See how he's doing in his little hero escapade. Maybe we'll even get some lore into the Braden superhero arc.
Yeah, perhaps.
Perhaps.
Well, that's probably going to end it for us today. We're probably going to end up searching for some staffs now.
Some staff. I'll be
that
sure
has me intrigued. I might have to look at my own.
The thing is if there's staffs, and there's probably swords somewhere. Because you can't have one without the other.
Oh yeah, bro. There has to be like, swords, wands. Harry Potter's coming. It gotta be like wizard wands.
I'm gonna start picking up sticks and be like.
I mean, but if it's a staff, what's the point of a wizard wand? Like a staff is like the big boy version of a wizard wand. Yeah. But yeah, guys, we're out of here. We had a good time today.
This is episode 15 or
15. Yeah,
episode 15.
So.
Season 2 going strong. Next episode, we'll be sure to have a guest.
Yeah.
And if any of you guys have a suggestion for a guest, leave it in the comments. Send it in a form. Do whatever. Just let us know who the people want to see. We got.
Or just text us.
Or just text us. If you know who we are, just tell us. I mean, that is too. I know a couple of the fans of the show.
Let us know. But yeah, guys. With that being said, I'm DeMonte Jameson.
I'm Aaron Kraft.
We'll see you next time.
See you next time.
Peace.